Hello and welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name's John, here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
Dan, I'm out of my head with the hunger.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I was just queuing up in Oggy Oggy to get a vegan sausage roll. Long queue. And you know when you see the stocks deplete as you stood there? Man before me took the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Sad.
That's all I can think about.
Did he look like a vegan?
No.
Probably buying it for someone else.
Friendly purchase.
Probably buying it for some, blue-haired person that he worked with.
Anyway, starving.
Yeah.
It's like being at City all over again.
What do they say in the Scouts? Prepare to fail to prepare to fail. That's not even the Scouts, is it? It's nothing to do with them.
I think the Scouts say, be prepared.
Right.
Which I'm also not.
I thought that's Aston Villa.
Yeah, is it?
Either way, you're not in any of those groups.
I should have listened to Gary Caldwell. Semper Fidelis.
What does that mean?
Always faithful.
Well, you were faithful to Oggy Oggy Pasty.
I
and
wasn't.
it didn't pay off.
They should be faithful to me. Always stitching me up.
Change the motto now.
Change it. Anyway,
What would you change the motto to if you could change it to anything?
The City one?
Yeah.
Up an atom.
Okay, yeah.
Or...
That doesn't really sum us up, I don't think,
No.
particularly well.
All right. Play it back, lads.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Don't pay attention to the details.
Yeah, okay. Right. What are we talking about today?
Today, Dan, we're talking about Wigan Athletic at home, Exeter City 1, Wigan 1.
Ryan Lowe, our old friend.
Ryan Lowe, our old friend. Ryan Trevitt, our actual old friend.
Well, he didn't play.
Didn't play. 1-1. It was... Well,
I didn't make it to this game, but I watched it back on the first time I've ever done that.
Full
where
thing.
you can watch the full thing.
Yeah.
And I won't promise that I can't say that
So
I gave it
when
my
you made a cup
full
of tea,
attention.
When you made a cup of tea, did you pause it?
No, it was more like I was kind of doing other things at the same time as it was on.
Sure. That's like me when I'm at the football.
I furnished myself with the key points in the game beforehand.
Yeah.
So I knew when something was coming.
Good.
And I just sort of had it on. I was sort of hoping by osmosis that it would sort of go in my brain,
Yeah, okay. Well, good effort.
But I couldn't make it to the match. But I just had a busy day, and if it wasn't for the AGM,
Which you got to.
which we'll come on to later. Basically, I was thinking, look, if someone gets lamped at the AGM and I didn't go, I'll never forgive myself.
Quite.
But I'll reveal whether anyone got lamped when we talk about that later.
Did
For
they do
now,
an AGM 360?
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
None of the media team were in attendance. There was a kind of...
Well, they're pretty busy getting ready for the game. I imagine.
I don't know. Well, they've been depleted, haven't they? There's only hardly any of them now. No more, Horatio Bratt. No more that other one.
Although Horatio came back, did you notice? Did an apology through XWeb.
For what?
Somebody said about someone?
What, slag someone off?
Kinda. I'm not going to
Really?
mention it on here, but yeah, you can look it up if you want to.
Oh.
So, fair play to him.
Well, I never.
He really was Semper Fidelis.
Maybe he was, yeah.
Where's he now?
Wolves?
Oh yeah, Wolves women.
Wolves women.
Because we were trying to work out what a female wolf was.
That's right. Let's not go over all that again. Why are we talking about Ian Bratt?
Because they've depleted the media team, so
Yeah.
we didn't get an AGM 360.
Let's not talk about the AGM now.
All right, move
Wigan.
on. Wigan at home.
It was 1-1.
Yeah, we went behind. Jack, who was there, thank you, Jack, said it was the worst half he'd seen in ages, that first half.
Right, yeah.
And it sounded it. We had the
Yeah, it
radio on.
wasn't good. And then the goal was kind of criminal, really.
Really was. And they'd had several warnings.
With exactly the same guy,
Yeah,
that matey who's on loan from Argyle.
yeah.
And I would say, have they got a recall? Because I don't know why they,
Yeah, why is he there and they can't...
not that he was, yeah. So it's a free kick and we've got the highest line you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then, but even so, They just sort of dinked it over the top, and then he ran onto it. It's absolutely terrible defending. It's the sort of thing where you go, if you're not gonna get that right, then I mean, it's just lapse though, because like it's strange because we dealt with pretty much everything else. I mean, there's a few good saves from Whitworth.
Is it like a communication? Because Whitworth can see it.
I don't know what it is.
And the two centre backs that are either side.
It's a fairly.
It's a floated ball. It's not like
no, and it's a fairly consistent back line.
Yeah.
I know you've had John Lee in and out a bit, and he was back on the bench actually. But those guys have all played together a lot, and I think I don't know.
Well, I mean, the guy
really,
has enough time.
Really frustrating one to concede because it's just like it just seems unnecessary. Unnecessary goal,
Really did. And so 1-0 at half time after such kind of a daft goal.
Yeah.
And you know what we're like historically, goal down, especially against a team like Wigan that desperately needs some points.
Well, but certainly a bit earlier in the season, and generally you absolutely dread going behind, don't you? Because you just think, we know how this goes, yeah.
But
we came out second half. It brought Higgins off.
And Aitchison on, which is normally the death knell, isn't it?
Yeah, I think in terms of like a kind of a concept, it was the right move because Higgins was having no real joy out wide and kept coming in anyway. So you think, well, if you're going to have someone playing inside, you might as well have someone who can actually do that properly. So I think it was the right move, and the whole whatever he did. That and whatever he said paid off because we looked so much better after the break.
Of course, we're forgetting that we mentioned our old friends, but our old enemy, Will Aimson, at the back for Wigan.
Yes.
And he wasn't even giving it some to the big bank when...
well, that's what, again, wasn't there, so didn't actually see it, and you can't really... I was really watching out for it on the replay, and as soon as he comes into shot... Yeah, he's there, but you can't really see what he does. But I wouldn't put it past him. He didn't have a particularly happy time, did he?
No, he didn't.
But that's what happens.
Anyway, Aitchison comes on, doesn't he?
He's Argyle, isn't he? So
and that I always forget that about him.
I never forgot it for 1 second.
Higgins goes off half time. On comes Aitchison, and he's funny, isn't he, Aitchison? Sometimes I think he's brilliant, and other times I think, where's that guy from last week? Was he Celtic's youngest ever scorer? And
yeah, I think he's a useful player. I think League One is probably slightly too high a level for him to have huge amount of influence on a match. I'm not saying he's not good enough for it. I'd say he is good enough for League One, and to do a kind of, because of his energy and his industry, I think on that level, and you need that a lot, I think he's perfectly serviceable player for a lower mid-table League One side, which is what he does for us, but he just doesn't influence games directly enough of the time.
Yeah, that's right.
But I don't dislike him, and I do think he's totally worth. He's worth having.
I agree with that. I just think when Colwell brings him on, which seems to be turning more into his role.
Yeah, he very rarely gets started.
Sometimes you're like, oh, he's exactly what we needed when you look back, and other times you're like, I didn't notice him at all.
Horses for courses, I suppose.
As they say.
Scottish horses for courses.
Hey, listen to this. I heard something on the internet this week. This lad did something wrong, and his mum was cross with him. So she said to him, "You should be hung like a horse." And he was like, "What, mum?" And she'd thought for years that was like an extreme punishment, to be hung like a horse, by the neck.
All right.
And she used it incorrectly.
Deary me. Yeah.
So anyway, horses for courses. Aitchison comes on. Higgins.
Is she getting slightly confused with like drawn and quartered, perhaps, in which they do use
a horse,
and then hanging being another kind of form of death?
Well, if you're hung, drawn, and quartered, of course you are hung first.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. I was just thinking of the pulling apart bit.
Awful, that.
Pulled apart by horses, you know.
Yeah.
That's a band. That's a band.
But that is what happened.
It is what happened, yeah. All sorts of grisly execution methods back in the old days. In fact, on that subject, the man who invented the guillotine,
Yeah.
Jean-Pierre Guillotine,
Yeah.
whatever his name is,
Yeah.
a French name. I don't know what his first name was. That was considered when he invented that,
Yeah.
it was considered like he was kind of like woke, you know? He was considered the kind of like woke lefty for inventing that.
Right.
Because it was like, well, it was like a humanitarian way to kill somebody.
Sure, I get it. Yeah, yeah.
Because the way they were doing it before was, you know,
Hideous.
burning them,
Yeah.
chopping bits of them off, all sorts. And then, so he was considered like, woke snowflake.
Yeah. I've been looking up guillotines as you've been talking.
Right.
And in fact, Halifax used to use a form of a guillotine first called a Halifax gibbet.
Right. What, before the guillotine was invented?
Yeah, yeah. A bit more brutal. Just kind of heavier and not as sharp.
Right. Just dropping something heavy on the person.
On their neck.
Yeah.
But it had kind of had the axe in it.
Oh, right.
Yeah. There you go.
Inventive.
Anyway, the man who invented the guillotine was called Joseph Ignatius.
Oh, so it wasn't too far
You weren't
away.
far that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Aitchison.
Off he comes, off goes Higgins. Within 5 minutes, we've broken.
Yeah.
We're back level.
What you've got is like a period of play where you've got Sweeney and Niskanen combining down the right hand side, effectively.
Yeah.
You know, and then when the goal comes, it comes from. Is this right? Is it from this beautiful pass from Ethan Brearley that splits the defence, and then it's out to Niskanen, who plays absolutely. I mean, if ever there's this is the missed chance, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
I'm getting all the different things confused here. At some point, Ethan Brearley does a really nice pass. At another point, Niskanen put a nice ball across the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
When we scored, it's Reece Cole, and he crosses it low for Jaden Wareham in what I would describe now as a Jaden Wareham signature goal.
Yeah, agreed.
Now, what's he got, 6 or 7 or something?
Yeah.
But already, I think what he does is he runs across his man to the near post, first time finish.
Yeah.
And I've seen him do it at least 4 times, I'd say. It's difficult. That's a difficult skill, and it's exactly what we need.
It does make you wonder why we don't play those balls more often.
Well, what I think what we're seeing, where we're getting more goals from. Wareham has stopped been scoring recently and playing really well, and I think it's not a coincidence that Reece Cole's had more of a run in the team. And I mean, if Niskanen could deliver more often, I think we might see even more goals like that. But, you know, fair play to all of them. There was a very nice goal. 1-1.
1-1. So, Wareham's got 4 in the league.
Yeah.
And then more in the other competitions. I think it's 6, isn't it?
I think it might be 6, yeah. Which is the same as McGuinness.
He's only 22.
But that's pretty good, you know, at this point in the season for a low-scoring team like us.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, both of them will get double figures, I'd
to have kind of both your strikers on 6 goals each.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty pleased with it.
That's what will keep us up.
Well, they say it's a good defence that keeps you up, but
we're lacking one of those.
You do need to score as well. Either or.
Funny,
Results.
Caldwell, I get what happens when I understand this is how football works, isn't it? Like the balance of the team. So we were very good defensively when he was here at the start, and then we've kind of shifted, and he's had to inevitably try and attack more. And I'd like to say this isn't a statement of like apology, because it was bad and now it's better, but he has changed I want to acknowledge that he's changed how we approach games, I think. And we've seen in the last month, maybe 6 weeks, maybe a bit longer even.
I think, he's definitely overdue a bit of praise.
Yeah.
Coldwell, isn't he? You know,
Yeah.
and especially where things have been kind of taking a turn for the worse off the pitch, and which has impacted on like how much money we've been able to spend to, you know, like to give him the squad he wants.
Yeah.
Given that he's had to work within those constraints, I think he's done exceptionally well, and he's just like a really good constant there. And I'm like just kind of quite glad,
Absolutely,
about him being there and his kind of like, yeah. I suppose you don't realise until it happens, but having a character like him there when things get tough, you actually, it turns out, really grateful for something like that.
Yeah.
It was bad before, and
it's better. It is better.
it's definitely better because he's bought in. Because we bought Wareham. It was a great signing, you know. And
Higgins, got to
Yeah,
say, and he
yeah,
is
yeah.
playing him. Like at the start of the season, I was like, why is he not playing him?
anyway, yeah, all the credit. I mean, really glad. I mean, I'm glad he's there, and I think probably more likely now is that we'll when he does leave, we'll be probably a bit quite disappointed.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
Well, yeah,
I think there are things that I'll
the things I
about
won't.
a new
Yeah,
manager,
yeah,
but there's things
absolutely.
I'll certainly miss about him.
Yeah,
No, we could have probably got the winner. There was a period of intense pressure, wasn't there? Where,
there was. Yeah,
but
after,
then they were ready on the counter attack. So
they were, and they had several chances second half. I think they could have scored more in the first half. We could have scored more in the second half. But then so could they, and they had a goal disallowed as well for a handball.
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
hard to
really
tell, isn't
see,
it? No,
but
you
the
can't.
ref does give it straight away,
and he's not far away.
and they're not like
Absolutely
the
raging,
most
are they?
voracious
No.
protests, are
No.
there? So I think draw seemed like a fair result, and I'll take it. I just think at this point, with where we are in the food chain and what our objectives are for the season, I just think don't lose. If anything other than losing, I'm seeing as an achievement. You know.
Well, absolutely. It just keeps the momentum going, doesn't it?
Keep the momentum going. Keep picking up points. You know, we know that we can get into it when we get into a rut. That can, you know, on a human level, that can deteriorate quickly. And I think it's partly about keeping everyone's heads up and just keep accumulating points here and there. And you know, it's a good result. I mean, I know you'd like to win your home games. Wigan are right around us in the league, but
They got more money than us.
We
They've
got a point,
Better
you know?
manager than we had, or higher achieving manager than we had.
I just remember when he said, "I don't give a shit about Exeter, really." You remember when he was the Argyle manager, and then we beat them 4-0. It was just before that.
Excellent.
I don't give a shit about Exeter.
I know it doesn't work like this, but if
Like
you
Ryan Lowe.
extrapolate, we've played 15 now, right? So we're approximately a third of the way through the season.
Yeah.
17 points.
Yep.
That puts us directly in line for 51 points,
Yeah.
which should be safety. So on those levels,
Now let's not forget
that's
that
not, I know that's not how it works.
We are all the previous praise we've just given Coldwell notwithstanding.
Yeah.
We do tend to go on a bit of a doomer run at some point.
Yep.
The other aspects I think are, which we'll come on to, but the finances of the club might dictate the transfer window a bit.
Mm-hmm.
In a nutshell, we do need money fast. So if it's possible that we might end up losing some people in January, which might well be necessary.
You could see,
but could derail us a bit, you know.
yeah, certainly. You could see. Obviously, we've got a few saleable players there. Wareham being one, as you said. Cole being another.
Well, Wareham, I think, if he scores, let's say he scores another 6 before January.
Yeah. A team like Luton, a team like, I don't know, Cardiff, need a bit of a boost in the ranks to get themselves over the line.
There'll be someone in January who really needs a striker.
Yeah. I don't know.
Reece Cole has managed. If he managed to stay fit until January, someone might think him.
Yeah. Even someone like Turns might be worth someone's interest, you know.
Possibly. Who knows?
But
I mean, the way he's playing at the moment, I think people might. What if someone came in for Jack McMillan?
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, again, I know I talked about this last week. I think he's been really good.
No, I agree.
I think he was really good in midfield again. He had a great shot saved. I mean, fair enough, straight at the keeper, but he's a right back.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing a really kind of like, I think he's kind of started off looking so out of place having to play in midfield to the point where you'd see it and you'd start berating Coldwell in your WhatsApp chats every time, or, you know.
Hypothetically.
Last month or so, I think he's looked like since Doyle Hayes got injured,
Yeah.
I think he's come in and kind of like pretty good fist of it.
Agreed. Should we talk about the league table?
Please do.
So,
Who's bottom of the league, by the way?
I wonder, who could that be? Oh, look, it's Plymouth Argyle.
No, but don't worry though, because they're top of the Vertu Trophy League.
That is a golden boon for them.
Yeah.
What's he on about? If you haven't seen this one, well, we talked about it last week. Get the supporters on side, Tom. I can't find it again, but annoyingly,
Scrubbed from the internet.
but this one's even better.
I mean, we don't normally go in for like massive. We don't not normally talking about Argyle's woes on this podcast, but it is quite funny. Even they must admit, like, I guess it's just that he's an inexperienced manager. He never played in the
lower league,
EFL,
so he doesn't know.
So he doesn't know how
Pointless everyone finds it.
Yeah, like, and he kind of just says like, yeah, but good news is, it's kind of like, you know, every like.
Well, I mean, it's literally like Colby saying, like, yeah, the club is bankrupt, but the good news is pizza twists are back on the menu. You know?
Yeah, it's like not
It's
far off.
basically the same.
Anyway, that was funny. Where are we in the league though?
Well, so Argyle, then Port Vale, then Peterborough, all on 13 points. Blackpool, top of the relegation zone, 15. Then it's Leyton Orient and us, both on 17 points.
Oh, I mean, ripping out of Argyle here, but we're not far.
We're not far
ahead.
behind. No, I know. It's slightly concerning. Although, of course, remember, before the derby, we were absolutely equal. So
Yeah, of course.
We've pulled away a bit, haven't we? And then, actually, encouragingly, up to 14th, which is Wickham, are only 2 points ahead of us.
Yeah, it's all still really tight. So
Yeah.
a couple of wins in a row.
Yeah.
You're looking at a whole different table, aren't you? You know?
Yeah, and we play Orient on Saturday, so it could change quite quickly.
Quite a big game, really, that.
Yeah, it is. So that's the league. If you're interested, Stockport fly in at the moment. Stevenage has dropped away a bit. Stockport, Bradford, Bolton, Cardiff, so the big ones at the top.
Well, that's where they all should be, really, isn't it?
Yeah, Luton struggling a bit in 9th.
Speaking of Luton,
Yes.
Jake Richards started and scored on Saturday.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting
Yeah.
because he kind of gone in and not really appeared, hasn't he?
Well, they've got a new manager, haven't they?
Who's their manager now?
Don't know, but it's a different guy.
Okay, right.
And talking of new managers, if you look below us as well, you've got Blackpool,
Yeah.
new manager,
Yeah.
and they won 5-0 at the weekend.
Yeah.
New manager, by the way, Matey, who was at Notts County and Swansea. Assistant manager, Ryan Harley.
That's Peterborough, isn't it? Not Blackpool.
That's what I said, isn't
Oh,
it?
did you? You said Blackpool, but fine.
Oh,
Peterborough
sorry,
won.
I meant Peterborough.
Yeah, that's
Blackpool have also got a new
Yeah,
manager,
yeah.
but Peterborough won 5-0.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, no, it's not. Yeah, so Ryan, so it's Harley, assistant manager,
Yeah.
Archie Collins in the team.
Yeah. Interesting.
Do they know each other? Yeah, in the team at the same time. Collins would have been broken free, wouldn't he, when
Probably.
Harley was there?
Yeah.
Just about.
Just about. He'd certainly be around the club.
Oh, yeah, he was definitely there, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's Port Vale and then Argyle. So Cleverley's, I mean, aside from his triumphs in the
I'm
Papa
surprised
John's,
they haven't sacked him, but then they probably would have been surprised we didn't sack Coldwell a couple of seasons ago, wouldn't they?
I think he'll get a bit longer because, of course, they're really tight on budget, aren't they? And it is a brand new set of players. So I suppose they're still hoping they're seeing signs of progress. Whether they are or not, I couldn't say. They were rubbish against us.
Maybe.
Anyway, there it is. We'll talk about what's coming up, etc., and the AGM in a second. Welcome back to the Big Bang Theory podcast. Remember, you can email us, bigbangpod@gmail.com. We've had a few emails. Thank you very much to everyone that's written in. Some about various things. That's a stupid thing to say. But Rob's been in touch to say, as we know we've been talking about Svelte Coldwell, Gary Sveltwell,
Yeah.
Gary Coldsvelt. Rob's noticed him a few times on the Riverside Park run and gets a pretty good times between 23 and 25 minutes. So Rob's been keeping an eye on.
Okay, good. Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's keeping it up, isn't he, Gaz? Looks good.
He is keeping it up.
He looks really young.
I know. It's mad how much younger it makes him look.
Yeah.
Because I'm always think of him as like, and all footballers, even though I'm sort of double half their age, I always think of them as grown-ups and me as a boy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But there we are.
But
He's
Gary Cole was basically your age.
Yeah.
But I think of him as a much older man than you.
Because he's a football manager.
Because he's a football manager.
Yeah.
He's a proper person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, he looks younger and he's getting in some good times. Rob's remembering do you remember this when Coldwell and Perks took the whole squad to do the Exmouth Park run? Or maybe it was the Exeter one. And everyone was trying to keep up with Nombe.
I don't remember this. It's
So-
early on, that, isn't it?
It was early on in the Coldwell reign, and it was like a July park run, and it was unannounced, and then they were all there, and so everyone who's like 20s trying to keep up with Nombe, but obviously harder to do. So that's a good one, thank you, Rob. And then Tony's been in touch to say that his mate Gerald ate a quiche from a box while walking to yesterday's match.
Oh, right.
So
Gerald the steward.
Don't think it's Gerald the steward. We've got some footage.
There's a video of it.
There's a video of it.
That I heard on the Big Bang Theory podcast that they were talking the other day about eating quiche from a box as if it was like funny and like not a normal thing to do. That it's it's hard. Makes you a hard man, and to be honest, I am a bit of a hard man.
There you go, Gerald.
Yeah. So I don't know where to begin.
I think you just said that's the best thing anyone's ever sent us. I'm inclined to agree.
So, well done, Gerald. You've proved a point there that you're
a hard man.
pretty hard.
Good
Yeah.
effort, mate. Now,
Hard.
if
Not
you want to
only-
look that up,
not only hard, but also sort of quite technologically adept.
yeah,
Because I don't know how to fly a drone,
no,
and yet this fella's flying a drone whilst eating a quiche out the box, whilst also walking to the City match.
yeah. So if you want to look Gerald up, he's on YouTube and TikTok apparently.
I would recommend that you do.
You
look it
do.
up.
It's called The Harbiges. I'm going to have to spell it. HARBIDGES. The Harbiges. And the video's called Suitably Eggy.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Amazing.
That'll take some topping. That.
Yeah. It was a cheese and onion quiche if you're interested.
Yeah. I can't even remember what I was even saying about a quiche now. And
Doesn't matter. Gerald's
Doesn't
taking
matter.
it and run with it. He was walking.
fantastic. Yeah.
All right. Well, good. Thank you for that. That was
Thanks.
Tony that sent that. And that's so Tony is Gerald's mate. So.
Well, thanks to everyone involved in that video.
All right.
I'll try it. I'll try taking a quiche along.
Oh, well, there's a nice vegan one, actually. It's quite expensive.
I'm not vegan though. So
No, I know you're not. I'm going to try it too.
Oh yeah, go on then.
We both do it.
What do they do about the egg?
I don't know. It's more like,
It's a flan.
yeah, it's different. It's not actually a quiche. It's just in like a quiche crust.
Right. Wow. Okay. Anything else you might know about quiches? Email in.
Please do, bigbankpod@gmail.com. Thank you, Gerald. You've made my week. All right, so the AGM. Talking of making people's weeks.
Yes.
We haven't seen AGM 360 yet, so let's assume it's not coming.
So as I said earlier, no one got thumped.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really even a particularly tetchy affair, although there was a sort of minor sort of spat at the beginning between Neil Lemillier.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
I think so.
Or Neil Lemillier. What's his name?
No, I think it's Lemillier, isn't it?
Okay.
NLM.
Between him
Yeah.
and someone else.
Yeah.
But it was kind of, didn't
Because
last
Neil
long.
called us you lot. And then he apologised for it, but then it turned out he hadn't just said... No, he apologised for saying us lot, but it turned out he'd actually said you lot.
Pretty mealy mouthed apology, if you ask me. But but he spoke well for the rest of the time, and I think he stepped in at the very last minute to do the job in the first place. And if that had been the case, I'd say he did a pretty good.
That's cause
made a pretty good fist of it, but that's because someone else resigned again. They've all resigned.
Nick
basically.
Edwards resigned the day before the AGM.
Yeah, and then
we got told, didn't we, about it all?
yeah. Well, yeah.
To some extent.
Not in a huge amount of detail. I'm still kind of not massively clear about what's happened. But that probably a combination of still it not being that clear and... well, I don't really have I struggle to take it in, if I'm honest.
Well, it's not very exciting.
It's not very exciting. From what I can work out is there's something about a tax bill, but they've managed to pay it.
Yeah. And our only punishment was to pay the interest on...
Yeah, so we're not getting any sanctions or anything like that.
No. And we're now up to date.
But we're up to date, but we now are skint.
Yes. And obviously there's going to be more bills coming.
And there's more bills coming. Hence why I was saying earlier on about maybe the need to sell players or something like that. Mm-hmm. They're trying to think of ways to raise money, basically. The new... What's this guy? Richard Pym. He's
chair of the club board, isn't he?
The club board, yes. He's the new club board chair.
Yeah.
He came in. He's got a very good track record in business. Mm-hmm. And spoke very well. And regardless of what does or doesn't happen, I think something could be learned there, because just shortly before that, Clive Harrison had a bit of a chat with us as well, and I think he could. There's some people. He's carrying on in some role till the end of the season.
Yeah.
What I would suggest is
general manager.
Let him within 100 miles of a microphone, because. I was on the verge of kind of gaslighting, really, the way they were going on. It's like, look, mate, no one... If something's illegal to talk about, we're perfectly willing to accept that. It's just the way you did it. Anyway, he could look to Richard Pym for how to,
Maybe Richard will now take the lead on communications.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, okay. So that was the board.
Yeah, there's so much to it. You can watch it all if you want.
I watched it and you were there.
I was there.
Good effort. I'm very impressed. I know you had busy in the afternoon, but I'm very impressed you prioritised that.
Well, I just would never have forgiven myself, like I said earlier on, if something... And also, I am genuinely interested. Well, as much as some of it kind of like... I'm not very good at retaining information, so I'm kind of in the moment. I'm kind of going like, yeah, I know what they're talking about. And I see these other blokes around me taking copious notes.
Yes.
And I thought, maybe I should be taking notes.
Back at Exeter College, taking notes. That's
but I didn't.
No, well, that's all right. It's not your job, and you...
Anyway, there was also the election results.
Yes.
So we've got 6 new trust board members.
Yeah.
They were all there.
The ones that got elected, yeah.
Well, all the ones that...
Everyone that stood was
apart
there,
from that Greek guy.
Right.
Who was something to do with one of the Greek teams. Is that right? Was he to a Greek team or...
Some connection.
Anyway, he wasn't there, but he came last anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All the others were there, and it was pretty close thing, I think, really. Everyone got kind of like, good amount of votes.
Several hundred.
It was something like 1,000 and something people voted.
Mm-hmm. So that's a quarter.
It's about a quarter. I don't know if it's usually around like that.
I think it's better, isn't it? I think there have been some years it's been under 1,000.
Okay.
So the new board members are Matt Phillips, Gary Quick, Tony Badcock, Richard Knight, Nigel Edwards, and Derry Marable. So
Debbie, isn't it?
Why can't I speak? I was too busy trying to work out how to pronounce her surname.
Well, I'm pretty sure they kept calling her Barrable in the on the day. So
sorry, Derek.
Debbie.
I can't speak very well. Matt Phillips, Gary Quick, Tony Badcott, Richard Knight, Nigel Edwards, Debbie Marable.
Yes, it is quite a difficult name to say.
I should have done better. I'm sorry about that. But good effort on getting elected. Thank you for being willing to stand. Thanks to everyone else who was willing to stand as well, because obviously you've all worked really hard on doing this. Obviously, there have been times in the past where there have only been the amount of people standing as there were slots.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that, and obviously I hope that those people are willing to stand again, because there'll be
Absolutely,
space in
and
the
also
future.
I think they all seemed pretty strong candidates in their own way. Some strong in kind of like in their kind of professional background. Others, there's a couple of like young guys running,
Yeah.
and you just think like, yeah, okay, well they didn't get voted on, but that's two kind of and they're both pretty young,
Yeah.
and they're willing to.
Yeah.
They're that enthusiastic and willing that they actually ran for the trust, and
Yeah.
I think. Hopefully they'd still be willing and will be used in some capacity.
Yeah. Agreed. And like we said, there'll be more elections in the future and forevermore. So
Yeah.
thanks to everyone for doing that. And
I think it's good. Obviously, there's a lot been going on. Some of which we don't know. Some of which we've already talked about loads. But there's a load of new people on there now. There's new people on the club board. There's new people on the trust board. There's still a lot to do, but I think. It's kind of like it almost feels like a bit of a clean slate.
Mm-hmm.
Gorman's gone.
to hashtag United, you told me.
Well, apparently, yeah. Flipping it. I'm talking about failing sideways.
What a combo. Yeah, okay, so that's right. And then a fresh start, really.
Yeah, like not entirely, but it's kind of like it's definitely refreshed,
Yeah,
isn't it?
agreed.
And hopefully. We can get on the road to. There was a few things they're talking about ways of making money, and like some of it, I kind of like. Well, there's not basically there's two ways we make money, right? Which is subscriptions, which is going up to £5. Let's not forget, so that'll bring a bit more in, and selling players. So they're trying to think of other ways to bring in money, and it slightly worried me when they're sort of going, oh, he seemed like a good bloke, Richard Pym, but he's not young. And he sort of did say some things like, oh, maybe some of the young people know, how to make money off TikTok or something like that, or crypto or something like that. And it wasn't quite like that. It wasn't like going like, that's what we're going to do. But I was a bit like, ooh, that's not, we've already trusted a young,
young go-getter.
Yeah, a bit too much. And I'm not convinced that crypto and TikTok is the way forward. But all I think it means is they're open to ideas. And the other thing was like about getting like, and maybe this is more realistic than I think it is, but about getting like kind of global, like trying to kind of grow the global brand. Like maybe that does work in this day and age. It's just this sort of thing that when I hear it and I see it done, I just completely turn off because I really don't. And if it works, great, I'll be all for it. But it's just the sort of thing that I kind of like. It sort of sends a bit of a shiver down my spine.
Well, Exeter City historically doesn't have a, like Argyle, for example, or, loads of other clubs have big expat community, don't they? So if you can engage people in other ways, there's already a kind of pre-existing group that would do that stuff, right? So if you do better online content, people might buy into it. Most people who support Exeter City, and I know there are people listening who live elsewhere, but most people get to the games quite a lot. So we're not set up for that immediately. That's not to say it can't be done. I would say there are more obvious things that could be done that would be financial, would have financial benefit and wouldn't be a shot in the dark of can we even make this work?
Yeah.
Like sell out home games first, do better food, sell better stuff in the shop, and then, grow the subscription model.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, you're right, though. I think hopefully he's got good people on the trust board around him, new people that have been elected on these kind of platforms who will be able to have those conversations with him and push it forward.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good news that that's happened, because there were moments a couple of months ago where you're like, is this even going to happen? Are we even going to get there? And
No, I know. And I think people had to, I'm pretty sure they had to have it.
Yeah.
They could have delayed it by a few weeks, but I think legally it had to happen. So all the people that were there, there's the fella Dean, the people that kind of made it happen, I think they had to work really hard to make it happen.
Sure they did.
And yes, they did legally need to do it, but
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they didn't work really hard.
A
And
lot
I think,
of people resigned instead of doing it.
Yeah, and it worked, and it was a very actually in content. Whatever you want to say about the outcomes of anything, as an event, it was very well run.
Okay.
There was a very, like almost no technical errors.
Yeah.
Bit of trouble loading up a PowerPoint at one point, but other than that, smooth. And it was, other than that, it all worked out well. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So this week it's Newport in the, Tom Cleverley Trophy.
Yeah.
And then Saturday's Leyton Orient away.
Yeah.
Like we said, very, very similar season to us so far. Mitchell is there but not playing.
I tried to look it up before. I assume he's injured again because he's not been in the squad the last couple of times I looked and wasn't on Saturday. So maybe he'll be back. It's away, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's promised to not celebrate if he scores at St James's Park. Is not relevant to
In
this
his exit
fixture.
video. Yeah, that's right.
In his exit video, yeah. And
Always take a good crowd, don't we, to Orient?
yeah, well, there's a lot. I suppose there's a
That's
lot.
where
Of,
the people are, isn't it, London?
there's a lot of Exeter people in London. And oh yeah, let's get a win. We've done all right away from home recently.
Yeah,
We had that draw at Reading. We beat Lincoln away. Let's another 3 points from this, and I'd be absolutely loving it. I actually kind of annoyingly think that the Newport result might be quite important. Just again, not for the trophy. That's stupid.
Yeah.
But just for keeping it going.
Yeah, agreed.
I think we had that loss at Stockport, but it wasn't a kind of like enough of a kind of it's a narrow defeat, and we still had made a good account of ourselves, and I think that's made us be able to keep up the kind of like momentum, and so hopefully a win at Newport as well, or at least a positive performance, and then more importantly try and get something out of the Leyton game. I'd be happy with a draw.
Lovely stuff. Well, we'll be back next week to talk about that, and we're on Tom Cleverley watch to see what's going on there.
See you at the Trust Board meeting tonight.
Yeah, we'll be the ones eating quiches.
You're eating a quiche out of a box.
Thanks for listening, everyone. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.